Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley and today we're in Salem, Oregon talking about the state legislative issues. And my guest today is Senator Mark Hass. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
You are doing several things to advance education on the K-12 level and at the college level.
Mm-hmm. Well, as chair of the Senate Education Committee, we've been following in particular some of the higher education issues that's becoming more problematic, not just for our state, but for our country. And so we're restructuring the way we do public universities here and learning in general.
And so what are you doing to try to help the kids who are trying to get into college and also to get their college credits and have that lined up with what's accepted in the admission process? Well,
there's you know, 100 different fronts on those questions, and there probably needs to be more. But you know, when it comes to sort of the basic area of education, back in my generation when I was going through school, we never in this country had to worry about other countries, because as criticized as our educational system might have been, or as mediocre, or whatever you want to say about it, it was always better than everybody else. But now you can't say that the other states, China, India, Central America, those nations have caught up with us. Mm-hmm. And some of those nations have passed us. And they have their students going to school all day long, every day of the year. Mm-hmm. And of course, we don't do that here. And I heard a staggering statistic the other day about China, in that China has more honor students in its country than we do students total.
My.
And you know,
that is jaw-dropping.
Yeah, it is, and it's a function of their population, but it also is kind of a reminder of you know, what we need to do if we're going to compete with the Chinas of the world in the future generations to come. One of the areas that we have to get much better, much faster on, is getting our kids who are in K-12 classrooms today, is to make sure they get into college, get a degree, get the technical training they need, whether it's a four-year college or a two-year program, to get them into and out of those colleges as fast as we can, and at a cost that our society and these families can afford. One of the biggest crises we have right now on their debt problems is students and their families borrowing so much money just to get through college.
Oh, it's astronomical.
It is. And so you've probably seen the news stories or the articles written about how maybe college isn't such a great deal for these students anymore if they're taking on $100,000 or more in debt. And I disagree with that, but there's no disagreement that students shouldn't be borrowing this much to get through college. Mm-hmm. And the cost of college has gone up. It's outpaced really our ability to pay for it, because states can't help fund the public universities like they used to, healthcare, and all of these things. And so students are forced to pay more in tuition, more out of their own pocket. You know, when I went to the University of Oregon, it was $240 a term, and now it's 10 times that. And so it's very, very difficult. And so a lot of these students are foregoing their secondary education, and that's compounding the problem when you look again at competing with other nations like China and Brazil and others, where they not only have access to higher education, but it's free for those students. And so we're looking at all kinds of things we can do to ease that burden of debt. And one of those is to get high school students the ability to earn college credits, hard, rigorous college credits, while they're still in high school.
Right, and that helps reduce that cost.
Yes, it does.
Senator, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us. Senator Mark Hass, our Democrat from Beaverton. I'm Dana Cowley. Thank you for watching. This is Charter Local Edition Northwest.